We had a lady, her husband recently died, and she actually called our HR managers about her life insurance policy, which she's still entitled to. HR told her, well, if you didn't strike, you wouldn't have had this problem.
Wow.
You know, just cold.
Cedric Wilson is president of BCTGM Local 390G. BCTGM stands for the Bakery, Confectionery, Tobacco Workers, and Grain Millers International Union. They have been on strike now for months at IFF in Memphis. Cedric, brother, I appreciate your time this morning, and I appreciate your patience as we ran over on that last segment.
Jacob got on a roll. Sorry about that.
Go get him. No problem.
Yeah. So, start off. Can you tell us what you and your members do over at IFF in Memphis?
So basically, what we do is we extract soy protein isolate, and it's used in various products such as Infamil, that's the big one, Ensure, a lot of dog food, Purina, Royal Canine, Cliff Bars, Kind Bars, Herbalife, protein powder. We extract the protein out of the soybean, and we sell that as an ingredient.
Okay, and so are y'all like kind of in a traditional like factory setting? Like, are y'all on an assembly line?
No, it's a manufacturer. It's production based.
Okay, I see. And so, when did y'all go on strike?
It'll be 3 months next week.
3 months next week. And what are the issues? Where are y'all apart?
So really, we haven't even gotten to some of the things that we're asking for. Most of it is about things that they're just trying to take away without even getting anything back. Like, I saw you on your clip talk about the overtime after 8. They're just trying to take it away without even offering anything in return. One of the things that they want to do is give us a 30-day notice on all of our health benefits. They want to be able to add or take away at any point in time as long as they give us a 30-day notice. They want to take away paid breaks. So those 3 things are like the main things. It's just really just stopping them from taking things away from us.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that is just so insulting to offer those kind of concessions in this economy when, it's hard to replace.
And also they've only offered 4% for the first year, at the end of the negotiations. So,
well, did they?
Nothing back.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that I'm being fair to the company here. Did they offer you 4% in the first year because they gave you raises to match inflation for every year before this?
No, we got. As a matter of fact, I take it a step further. During the entire pandemic, of course, we were essential workers. We got $500 in the cup.
Wow.
So no wages.
Wow.
And we've actually been under negotiations for over a year now. We finally chose to just not extend the contract, and decided to go on strike. So it's like, hey, we're going to go on strike if you guys don't negotiate fairly.
Right. And so, I mean, that is really, really wild stuff to have gone through the pandemic without raises. I mean, at one point, inflation was up to 10%, and it's been, between kind of 5 and 10% almost the whole time. So, I mean, you're talking 3 years ago, a 15% pay cut at least. And they're only offering you a 4% raise in the first year, and then presumably lower raises in the next 2 years. Is it a 3-year contract that y'all are negotiating?
Well, that's open. That's open to whatever. We've made 1-year offers. We've made 3-year offers. We've even had 5-year offers. It just all depends on what those wages would be.
Right.
Right now, I think one of the main things right now is that we've had a decrease in orders, so they're trying to use that as leverage to lowball us, but they're expecting things to get better in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So
right. Yeah, of course. And so is that the primary reason that that they're saying, you know, no, we can't do this is just because like right now in this one quarter, I mean, presumably they did well over the pandemic, right?
Oh, the pandemic was some of the best years we've ever had. Actually, no, they haven't said that at all, you know, because they don't want us to see the books. You know, if you're in a negotiation, they say, hey, we can't afford this. They got to prove it, right? We are actually still making a lot of profit. You know, it's just that we're arguing about the fact that profits went down just a little bit. You know, they're still profiting $11 billion as a company. They're still a $1 billion company. Yes.
Okay. So they made $11 billion in profits last year.
Yes.
Wow.
Now I think that's in sales, not profit. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I mean,
that's a lot.
Yeah, this is obviously a very, very big company in terms of its sales. I mean, to be able to put out those kind of numbers, and I'm curious what's going on in terms of why they don't want to negotiate in good faith and just try to work out a fair contract. I mean, y'all been working at this for a year now. I mean, is there any explanation beyond them just being, stubborn, I guess?
I got a few theories of my own. I think one of the things, though, is this is the first time we strike in 50 years. And they didn't believe that we would do it, right?
Wow.
So, I would say personally 5 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to do this. So we've had a lot of turnover over the years, especially during the pandemic. So we got a lot of younger and more progressive employees that kind of see the bigger picture. So, and that's not to knock some of the older employees we have. We got a lot of those guys out here too. We have about 200 employees in all. About 20 of them quit during all this, and 140 of us are on strike. So.
Right. Okay. I mean, that's really, I think that's impressive, and that's a testimony to the solidarity that y'all have built, inside the local to be able to look out for one another. I guess first be willing to take on this fight and be willing to walk out, and then to, stick together like that, I think is really impressive, and really admire what y'all are doing.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate. I'm
also curious, kind of what folks can do to support y'all from afar. I'm sure if, you're local in the Memphis area, there's probably more you can do, but, whether it's local or people outside the area, what can we do to kind of support y'all and lift up this struggle?
Well, I do have a GoFundMe account. I can send that information to you. But locally, just bodies on the line, man. We out here. It's hot. It's 108 degrees out here right now.
Right.
So it's pretty hot. It's more of a presence type of thing. We haven't really been getting the media, and that's kind of why I reached out to you. When I saw your video, we haven't really been getting the coverage that I think we need, because we don't really have a name per se to stick to it. Nobody knows IFF. They recently bought us from DuPont, so DuPont's not really a part of us anymore. We don't have that popular GM or UAW or things like that. You don't think about soy protein isolate when you think about some of these products, right?
Right, but it's an important. It's so important, and in so many products that we buy. I mean, and it wouldn't happen without y'all, without your work that y'all do every day. And so, I mean, to come to y'all asking for concessions in 2023 with inflation, with the difficulty in recruiting and retaining workers, I mean, that is just it's very insulting, and I think it's a shame that's even the position y'all are in. And definitely sending all my love and solidarity to y'all.
Yeah, and do send us that link. But in the meantime, for folks listening, if you Google BCTGM IFF GoFundMe strike, it's the first thing that pops up. Support IFF Memphis, formerly DuPont, workers strike, and they could use a lot of help. They've only been able to raise right now almost $900.
We can get that.
Well, we've got more. We had to redo it, so we've actually gotten a lot more support locally. But
okay, that's good. Awesome.
So I don't want to give you that impression, but I just had to create a new account. So
Yeah,
Gotcha.
understood, and that's great to hear. And yeah, I mean, that's anything that folks can do. I think supporting, strike funds is one of the, the most important things that we can all do as members of this labor movement, even if it's just a couple bucks here and there, whatever you got. And I think it also just sends a message of solidarity because, the issues these workers are fighting for is relevant to all of us. None of us want to deal with concessions right now in this economy. None of us want to lose paid breaks in this economy. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So really appreciate y'all's fight.
Yeah. And Cedric, I asked if there were any stories, kind of like, we've been talking about the UAW stuff, and we've seen their executives just really kind of, being like belligerent in the press, wearing gaudy outfits, $30,000 watches, and really being kind of out of touch. Have you seen any behavior kind of in that vein, like being out of touch from the executives of IFF?
I can actually tell you a really good one that happened while we were out here. So we had a lady who works in our lab. Her husband recently died, and she actually called the HR, our HR manager, to ask about her life insurance policy, which she's still entitled to, right? And she told her, well, if you didn't strike, you wouldn't have had this problem.
Wow.
Just cold. And the thing is, you would think that, you want people to cross over, right? So you treat them nicely to see if they'll cross over, but she was just completely cold to them.
Wow.
And we actually have board charges on that right now because, sounds like threat of reprisal to me.
Right. That is just so disturbing. I mean, to even take it to that level.
Wow. Her husband died.
Yeah.
And
he died while we were on strike. Yeah. And, it's sad, and she's been one of our strongest people. I give my heart to her, and I hope y'all keep her in the prayers, so.
Absolutely.
And has she been able to get access to that life insurance account yet?
Yes, she has. And that's the thing. She was wrong, so right. You were cold to her and you were wrong about it. So it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that is a real shame and definitely I think indicative of sort of the way they've approached y'all in terms of not being willing to even sit down in good faith and then to treat employees that way. It's a real shame. And so I hope to see your struggle get more attention, and I hope to see, more support and hopefully, particularly folks in the Memphis area, y'all show up for these folks, these brothers and sisters out here fighting, just for a better lives for themselves and their family.
Yeah. Cedric Wilson, president of BCTGM Local 390. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience before we let you go?
Yeah, I keep up with a lot of the things that's going on around the country too. I just kind of want to get out there. It's not a coincidence that all of these people, all these places are going on strike at the same time. These companies are working together. Me personally, it's just my personal opinion. I think what's happening here is that these guys are really trying to just set the market, because when you're in negotiations, that's what you hear all the time: market value, market value, market value. But it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter about the market value or something. If you made a lot of money, you should take care of your workers. It's really that simple. And we're not asking for much. We're not breaking the bank. We actually where we're ending right now, we're still open to move down from it. It's just that we haven't gotten any moving from their side. So,
right.
At this point, they're just trying to make us negotiate our time and our lives. So it's like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, you're exactly right. There's a class war. The people that own these companies are I think literally in a sense waging war on the people that actually create value in this society.
And trying to chip away at all different angles, whether it's at our pay or whether it's in our time, in our healthcare benefits or retirement benefits, or wherever the struggle is taking place. It's and I think the solidarity is so important in that sense. Being able to stick up for each other and to organize and fight together to withhold, to stand strong against these kind of attacks. So Yeah, definitely just lifting up the struggle for sure, and wishing y'all all the best. And definitely, I'm curious about this company, IFF, and I'm going to be looking into them a little bit more. And Jacob, maybe we can come up with some stuff to talk about with IFF. It sounds like they're an interesting company, that's for sure.
Well, I can tell you, I think we are having an effect, because their stocks are dropping pretty bad. I kind of been looking at what's going on with them, and they bought us out a couple of years ago from DuPont, and I think they were already kind of on the way down when they bought us, and I think we were supposed to be the savior. And that's what I personally think about that, because you look at all the articles online about why their stocks are falling. It's because of product availability, and I think the word they used was management credibility.
Wow.
Things like that. So I think we're having an effect, whether we believe it or not.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate your time, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, best of luck in your struggle, and definitely want to lift that up, because and I think he's right. It's true that these fights are just happening all over the country, and it's important that working people stand together, and all of these fights are connected in their own different ways. This is something that's going to affect the entire Memphis community. I mean, well over 100 jobs, right? I mean, to think that well over 100 people could lose a paid break, that's ridiculous. Paid breaks are important victory that they won and they fought for and they organized for. So it's interesting, they had been on strike in over 50 years, and so it finally got to that point. And this is another area where we've seen companies in a way that seems much worse than it used to be. I don't know if I don't have the data to quantify it, but it seems like companies are more likely to just bargain in bad faith now, and to just intentionally not negotiate, whether it's a first contract, like in the Starbucks situation, or, think about Warrior Met and their approach, our IFF here.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.